Good morning students, myself Anita Kawar, teacher to science. Children, today we will start a new chapter, the human eye and the colorful world. As you all know, eyes are the most valuable and most sensible sense organs that we are gifted with. So children, in this chapter we are going to discuss the structure of the eye, then defects of vision and their correction. Then we are going to discuss diffraction of light through a prism and atmospheric refraction. Then dispersion of white light by a prism. Along with these, we shall discuss some natural phenomena like twinkling of stars, advanced sunrise and delayed sunset, and the color of the sun at sunrise and sunset. It appears red to us. We'll see why this happens. Then why is the color of the sky appears blue to us. So children, we are going to discuss these points one by one in this chapter. Children, let us start with the structure of the eye. Children, let us try to make a simple structure of the eye and see the different parts of it. This is how I am going to draw this structure of the eye. Children, our eye is not exactly circular in shape, it is approximately circular. So in the front part of the eye, there is a transparent portion here which is slightly bulging outside and it is convex in shape. The light enters into the eye through this portion and this is called cornea. This is cornea, children. This portion. This is transparent in color. Now, next to cornea, there is muscular iris here. This is iris. This iris is dark muscular diaphragm or curtain located just behind the cornea. Children, this iris, it regulates the amount of light entering into the eye by adjusting the size of the pupil. As it is muscular, it contracts and dilates like this and it regulates the amount of light entering into the eye through the pupil. This is the pupil here. Children, pupil is the hole inside this iris or the gap inside the iris. Now next to iris, it is the transparent lens here. Lens is transparent and it is convex in nature, and the lens is held above and below by ciliary muscles here. These are the ciliary muscles. And this is the lens, eye lens. The ciliary muscles are holding the lens from above and below like this. They are holding the lens in its position. Children, our eye is able to see nearby and distant objects by adjusting the focal length of this convex lens. Children, this lens is convex in nature and it forms real and inverted image on the retina. that acts as a screen. So when we have to see some far away or distant objects, then these ciliary muscles stress the lens like this, and this increases the focal length of the lens. Here you can see the lens is stressed and the focal length of the lens increases, and it helps us to see the far away objects clearly. And when we have to see some nearby objects, then these ciliary muscles, these constrict, and the focal length of the lens is decreased, and we are able to see the nearby objects clearly. Now children, next to this is, in between cornea and this lens, a watery viscous fluid is filled in between this space, and this watery fluid, it is called aqueous humor. What is the function of this fluid? This fluid helps our eye, it prevents our eye from collapsing, and it is a shock absorbent, and it maintains the moisture in our eyes. It doesn't let the eye get drier. Now children, next is this part, and this part is the retina. This retina acts like a screen. The image formed by this convex lens, it falls there on this retina. This retina is having light sensitive cells. Light sensitive cells means it is having two types of cells, rods and cones. Rods are sensitive to light. It means these rods help us to perceive vision in light. We are able to see in dim light also with the help of these rod cells. Whereas these cone cells, these are color stimulant cells, and these help us to perceive colors or help us to see colors. Children, these rods and cone cells present here on retina, these are very sensitive to light. When they receive light, these get stimulated, and these generate electric signals. These electric signals are sent via optic nerve to brain, so that brain processes these signals, and we are able to see the objects in upright position. Whereas this lens forms the image, real and inverted image of the object, but we see the objects in upright position because of the processing of these signals by the brain. Now children, let us talk about some night birds like owl. It is having it is having big size pupil to let more light enter into its eye, so that it can see in dim light also and in dark also. And this owl is having more number of rod cells, so that he is able to see in dim light also. If a person is having less number of rod cells, then he is not able to see in dim light. And if a person is having less cone cells, he is not able to distinguish between different colors. Now children, in this region, a gelatinous substance, vitreous humor, is present. Vitreous humor. The function of this vitreous humor is to keep the shape, to maintain the shape of the eye, and it is also shock absorbent. Now children, next is a spot here where this optic nerve enters into the eye. This spot is called blind spot. Why this is called blind spot? Because in this region is insensitive to light, as it is not having any rods and cone cells here. Now children, next comes the problem where old age people face when their transparency of this lens is turned to opaque, or this lens turns translucent. This happens in old age people, and here this lens becomes milky and cloudy. This causes partial or complete loss of vision. It is possible to restore vision through a cataract surgery, where this opaque lens is removed and a new lens is inserted. Now children, next is the near point or least distance of distinct vision. Children, when you say you take a book and try to read this book, and you are able to see the letters of the book, the words of the book clearly up to a certain distance. When you come bring this book too close, then the words seem blurred to you. So this children, this happens because these ciliary muscles, these have a limit to contract. These cannot be contracted over a specified limit. So for a normal human eye, the least distance of distinct vision is 25 centimeters. That is, we can read comfortably when a text or a book is placed at a distance of 25 centimeters to us. And now children, next is far point of the eye, or the farthest point up to which the eye can see objects clearly. It is infinity for a normal eye. So the normal range of vision for a human being is 25 centimeters to infinity. That is, we can read comfortably when we are having a text placed at 25 centimeters, and we can see up to infinity. So children, this is all for today, and you have to practice the structure of the eye, and in our next lesson we shall do defects of vision and how to correct them. Thank you and have a nice day.